Hello everyone, welcome back to Owen's Treats. For today's video, we're going to be making an Easter recipe, even though for me today is St. Patrick's Day, which is why I'm wearing green. But for today, we're going to be making an Easter recipe since all the holidays are very close together during this time. So I thought for today's recipe, we'd make something super simple, super easy in preparation for Easter and spring. I thought we'd make Peeps Skillet s'more, and it's actually works more like a dip. So it's perfect to bring to functions and parties, and it's a dessert dip, and it uses Peeps, so it's going to be colorful, and delicious. So with that, let's get into the video, and yeah. So to begin, we have all of our ingredients here, which is only 3, technically 4, but I'll get to that in a second. So with me, I have around 5-ish packages of Peeps in different colors. And so I have yellow Peeps, I have the pink Peeps, and I have the blue Peeps. And then I have one 12-ounce bag of semi-sweet chocolate chips, or around 2 cups of chocolate chips. And then I have a half cup of heavy whipping cream. And then graham crackers and additional things you want to dip into the dip after it's done is up to you. But I just have graham crackers here. It's not actually part of the recipe, but I will be using them to eat the dip later. So with that, with our really simple 3 ingredients, we are going to get started with our first step. This recipe takes 3 steps, and it's super simple. So we're just going to preheat our oven first. So we're going to preheat our oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. And so once we preheat our oven and it's preheating in the background, we're going to get started with our second step now, which is going to be melting our chocolate and our heavy whipping cream to make our base for our dip. So I'm going to take my 2 cups or one 12-ounce bag of semi-sweet chocolate chips. And we're going to pour them into a microwavable safe container. And I'm going to take my heavy whipping cream. I'm going to take half a cup. We're going to pour it in with our chocolate chips. And then now that we have these 2 together, we're going to melt this in the microwave in 30-second increments until the chocolate chips are completely melted, and the heavy whipping cream combines with the melted chocolate chips, and it becomes a really creamy and smooth texture. So we're going to put this in our microwave on 30-second increments until our chocolate chips and our heavy whipping cream are melted and combined into one mixture. So I'm going to melt this, and then we're going to move on to our next step. So now that our chocolate is nice and fully melted, and it's got this really nice consistency, nice and smooth, we have an 8x8 baking dish here with me. I'm using the deeper kind, but anything that's 8x8 will work perfectly fine for this. And then just make sure it's oven safe, of course. So I'm going to pour in our chocolate mixture, our chocolate and heavy cream mixture, into the bottom of our dish. And so now that we have our chocolate into our dish, I'm going to spread it around in one even layer at the bottom. Make sure it gets corner to corner, and it's nice evenly distributed on the bottom. So now we have our chocolate base layer down. We're going to add our marshmallows on top, or our Peeps. So I'm going to take out our Peeps. And so now that we have all of our Peeps unpackaged, we're going to start arranging them on top of our chocolate. So I'm going to just take a Peep at a time. And I'm going to arrange them as colorfully as I can, trying to fill in as much space as possible too, onto our chocolate layer. So now that we have our Peeps all arranged in our dish, we're going to put these guys in the oven for around 8 to 10 minutes until the Peeps turn goldish brown on top, and they'll puff up quite a bit in the oven too when they're baking. So yeah, we're gonna pop these into our preheated 450-degree Fahrenheit oven for around 8 to 10 minutes until they start to puff up. And then our little dip will be done. And I think these guys are very cute in the little dish. It's a travesty that we'll have to bake them. So I'm gonna come back to you guys once the peeps are done baking and our dish is fully set. And here is our finished peep skillet s'mores dip. It looks fantastic. It smells fantastic, and I can't wait to dig into it and try it. I have my graham crackers here. You can also use any kind of dipping utensil, I guess you could say. Dipping edible utensil to enjoy this dish. I use graham crackers. You could use vanilla wafers. The list is endless, truly. This dish is perfect for parties, especially if you're going to an Easter party. And so yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me on an episode of Owen's Treats. I hope you guys try out this very simple, very easy recipe. And I'll see you guys in the next one, hopefully another seasonal episode. Bye-bye!